Hey, vegan cyclist. I want to talk to you about the 3-day winter cycling camp that is free, that you do not have to pay for. 3-day camp on the coast every year in December. Is it awesome? Of course it's awesome. I've done it many times, but I want to tell you the story of it. So here's the story of the 3-day free cycling camp in Slough near the coast. Okay, so this is my fourth or fifth year doing this. It's such an amazing ride. It basically just started with a bunch of guys getting together and going for a ride. And they called it the Slough LSD, because Slough for San Luis Obispo, so San Luis Obispo? I don't know how you say it. Anyway, and then LSD for long, slow distance. It's supposed to just be for like mainly the racers in the area, NorCal racers coming together to ride together in preparation for the season upcoming, kind of just get a little bit of LSD in their legs. It's 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Friday starts at noon, so I had to leave here pretty early, pack up the bikes and get on the road fairly early because it's a 3.5 hour drive and I need to be there at least 30 minutes before to get ready. The way we've done this in the past is that my birthday is December 2nd and this always falls on the first weekend in December, so it's usually December 1st, 2nd, 3rd, or some sort of combination right around there. So it's like my birthday weekend ride. So I bring the family and we kind of make it into a whole weekend. This is so me. It's 9 o'clock. It says it's gonna take us 2 hours and 59 minutes to get where we're going. And the ride starts at 12. Like a pretty hard, at 12 people are rolling out. So we will be there within 1 minute. I'll have 1 minute to get changed. Man, I don't know how anyone else is never late all the time. I mean, we woke up early.
What time did you emerge from the room?
Don't listen to her.
7?
Don't listen to her.
It was 7:45.
Don't listen to her.
And we were supposed to leave at 8. And you emerged from the bedroom. I understand maybe you were awake, but you emerged from the bedroom at 7:45.
I don't know why you said emerged so many times. Anyways, as always, we are running late. Got there on Friday 30 minutes early, not late, first for me. Had a chance to kind of pull all my gear out, and I got this really neat new gear bag that had all my stuff in it. I freaking loved it. I've never had one thing to put all my stuff in. So I was really organized. I was calm, I was collected, I wasn't late, like I said. So got all my stuff ready, got on the bike, and the first day is not the biggest. As in people that come, probably only 50 to 60 people, which is still pretty big for just a group ride on a Friday, right? And so then the ride out is super chill. You're going out towards this lake or this reservoir, and so everyone's just kind of having a chat. There's not really any organization necessarily to it. It's just a bunch of people riding down this road. The scenery is beautiful. Once you get past or right about to the lake, then guys kind of start to light it up a little bit because it's out and back, and so there's a couple little hills that guys are starting to kind of bring up the pace a little bit on. Again, this isn't a race. It's supposed to be just really slow and chill, but since in our area, race season basically starts in January, it's 1 month pre the start of our race season, guys are kind of wanting to open up their legs a little bit. And it's fun. It's fun to kind of get a little bit of intensity there at the end. You get towards the kind of the finish line, if you will, which is a really steep little kicker. Did almost my best 1 minute power. I mean, it was like close to like 700 watts for 1 minute because it's so steep. I was like just hammering, going so hard, and my wheels were like popping off the ground. But 3 super light dudes just like blew past me like I was tied to a post. But we gave it a good old little effort to the top. Once you get up there, you wait for everyone to come up and regroup. So it's a great route because no matter what happens, if you got a flat or you got dropped or whatever on the way out to that climb, we turn around and go back. So at any point, you're gonna be able to turn around and get back onto the group. It's a really nice day. It's one of my favorite group ride routes that I've been on. It's beautiful, it's scenic, a lot of good people, a lot of good roads to ride 2x2, so you can chat with guys that you wouldn't normally chat with. On this ride, I met a guy who's like job titles like space commander, like space air traffic controller. Like he literally has space in his job title. That is so cool. Just before we got back into the town, a couple guys gave a little efforts on a few little hills. I didn't really know what was going on. But if I'm seeing someone sprint or get out of the saddle, then I'm just gonna follow their wheel. Like, I don't know. I'm like a dog chasing a rabbit. It's like I have to go. And then we got back to the start finish area. So what do you think of day 1?
It was awesome. It was great. It is November still in my head, so it's always fun to ride with everyone, and you ride with you.
There you go, man. What do you think, bro?
Oh, my first time doing it, so it was a little sportier than I thought it was going to be. So
always so
I survived
sporty.
the front group, so it was a good day.
Nice, man. Did you embrace the suck?
I did, absolutely. No, multiple times. Multiple times.
Everyone's hopping back in their cars. My wife, though, was still at the beach with the 2 kids. Hey. I'm back at that parking lot. Where are you?
Like dough, lights roll, nitro, mind flow, nice clothes, life bold.
How far is Avila from the parking lot? Alrighty, I can just ride back to Cayucas. Will you grab some food and then meet me there? Or I guess we just go to that taco shop. Okay, alright, I'll find it. Alright, bye. So day 1, awesome, phenomenal day, as always. But dude, I don't know, I'm feeling really good. And so I'm gonna ride to Cayucas. It's another like 20 miles. Why not? It's getting dark though, so I don't know how great of an idea it's gonna be. I think I've got about an hour and a half to do 20 miles. So we'll see how the wind goes, yeah? The Wahoo Bolt is so amazing because with the app, you just open up like Google Maps and then tap where you wanna go. And then it automatically gives you turn-by-turn directions, which was phenomenal because I had no clue how to get from the town back to Cayucas. And so I just pressed, I wanna go to Cayucas, and then it uploaded the map. And that was that. So went over the train tracks, which is kind of cool, down some like neat little side roads, got onto the main freeway. You know, I just posted a video about tubeless tires and how amazing tubeless tires were. I did not have anything on, I didn't have a saddlebag at all. I was riding dirty, dude. No saddlebag, no air. I was just thinking, it's no worries. And come across and pick up the biggest nail I've ever seen go into a tire. Dude, that was a bummer, man. I was putting in a good ride back to Cayucas. The whole reason I was doing that was so that my wife didn't have to drive to pick me up. Oh my gosh, man. I dropped that nail. I wish I could show you, I couldn't find it. But it was seriously like this big. And then into my wheel and it bent around. Dang it, dude. I don't know what I'm gonna do. There was no salvaging it. The nail really destroyed the tire. Had to have my wife now come pick me up. We get back to the hotel. But so then, you know, we get into the hotel and the idea is to like relax and enjoy ourselves. But dude, I have to find a new tire because that tire is just about smoked. I could put a tube in it, You know what I mean? I could I could just basically convert it to a non-tubeless and just run tube, but I don't have any other tubes. I only had one tube with me. And I didn't want to, since Saturday we were going to be doing a lot of gravel, I didn't want to flat on that. I just needed a new tire.
Hi, this is Kevin at Fiddle Bakery.
Kevin.
Take the California 1 South ramp.
Jesus. Kevin, what's going on, man?
Not much.
I need a tire. I'm not from here, and I just got a massive nail in my tire. But it's a tube, like I'm running a tubeless setup for the road, so that's like a 25 wide. Do you have those in stock, like tubeless?
Tubeless, yeah, we got some tubeless 25 with, let me take a look here.
26, I don't think 25 like kind of barely fits as it is.
Okay. Could you go down to 23 then?
Yeah, I could do it. I could do a 23, I guess.
Okay. We have a 700 by 24 ball trigger R3.
Okay.
That's probably the closest to 25 that we got.
And that's
Yeah.
tubeless ready?
Yeah, this one's tubeless ready.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Awesome, buddy. You're the man. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
All right, bye. Had to go drive way back into Slow, get a tire from them, which they only had a 24, and I really wanted a 25, but the 24 actually fits better in the Diamondback anyway. But I had them help me kind of get that tire set on the rim and all that stuff. It was $98 for that tire. Oh my goodness, that's so expensive. I don't know why. That's too much, dude. That's too much for a tire. But I got it handled, and now I'm confident that on the gravel ride the next day, I'll be fully tubeless and I'll be set. Went and grabbed Chipotle, like you do. Brought Chipotle back to the house, my son, my wife, and we just smashed that, ate up Chipotle. Then we went out and kind of explored Cayucas. Cayucas is an amazing little town. It's so warm and inviting, and no one's there. And so we just kind of walked around and enjoyed Cayucas.
Sup, Santa?
So day 2 is the big day. It's the bigger day of the whole weekend. Usually it just has one route, which is an amazing route. I did a video on it. It's amazing. But this time they were doing 2 routes, a gravel option. And the week before when I was there, because I was in Cayucas for Thanksgiving, I did Santa Rita Road. And it was one of the greatest rides I've ever done. And they were doing that. So I was like, hands down, for sure, going to do the gravel route. That's what I want to do. And got there, got everything all ready. Again, not late. Feeling very good about not being late. Had plenty of time to get all my stuff ready, but then all of a sudden, everyone just like left. They were just gone. Everyone, and I was like, dude, I was early. How am I now chasing? And so me and one other guy are just like off the back, right? Chasing to get back on, which is fine because the initial ride through town is super slow, super chill. So here's a crazy thing. I met this guy, he's parked right next to me. He bought a dog from me. How's the dog?
Very good, very good. He's adorable, my friend.
Yeah, there you go.
His name is Spock, by the way.
Spock, all right. Well, Spock, our family's missing you, man. This time around, we seem to jump onto the freeway right away. I believe last couple years, there was some detours to keep us off the freeway. We'd go more inland and then we'd go around. There was more to the ride, I remember, but we ended up getting to Cayucas like really quick. We were just kind of motoring down the freeway. Then we get to the spot where we're gonna split off. Whoever wants to do the road, gonna go road. Whoever wants to do gravel, dirt.
There are some who call me Tim.
Damn it. God damn it, Tim. So we split off and we had a decent amount of guys go. It's almost like half and half. Guys going gravel, guys not going gravel. I was feeling really good. We hit the climb, we hit the dirt climb, and it's so beautiful, like canopy trees, just good weather, good conversation, good people. It's just like one of those times where you're riding, you're like, I freaking love riding. Love everything. I was feeling a little bit spunky, but I didn't want to be that one to initiate that, right? So just hanging on wheels and chatting and letting everyone dictate the pace. But then two guys kind of broke off the front and I was like, well, yeah, we're gonna play. I wanna play on the dirt. And so we started going and we drilled it pretty good on the dirt climb. The guy leading was just like slowly ramping it up by like 5 watts, like 5 watts every, 10 seconds or something. It was just this slow ramp up. And then to a certain point at which we were getting close to the top and he's like 450 watts, just like, Arr! And I'm on his wheel and I'm trying to go to the left and he like blocks me out and I'm like, what is this guy doing? I go to the right, he blocks me out that way. Like I'm trying to get around him and it's just not happening. And then so he was like, we were racing to the top and it was just weird because it was this slow ramp up to just full gas sprinting towards the top of this hill. Once we get up there, we enjoy the most amazing scenery, wait for everyone to come up and regroup at the top of Santa Rita Road. It is just gorgeous. It's phenomenally gorgeous. But dude, the descent on this was bananas. It was I was on the edge the whole time, but dude, we were screaming. But it was so amazing because you're like coming around the turns, your wheels are like, you're not in control. You're like out of control. It was one of the greatest little efforts I think I've ever been a part of. Just like this little random group of people just smashing the dirt. Awesome. And then I thought that was it. I thought that was the gravel. I was wrong. We ended up turning and going a totally different way than I thought we were gonna go. And we started hitting into like some gravel quarry roads, getting real crazy with it. These like long like ranch roads. And then the dude takes us down. We're like in this huge rock quarry area and he's like taking us down the single track. And it is legit mountain bike trail. Like sharp rocks, crazy stuff, loose dirt. I mean, I'm surprised actually that the whole group did so well because it was so technical. And the whole time I'm just thinking like, I can't unclip, I have to make it. Everyone else is making it. And I think everyone collectively was like, I can't be the one guy that can't do this. But let me tell you that it was really technical and super advanced to be able to take a road bike up this freaking single trail. At the top, we regrouped and talked about how nuts that was. And then we kept going down like this other crazy dirt road. It was such a surreal experience taking your road bike off so much dirt. And if you've never gotten into that gravel type thing, I highly recommend it. So then after that massive dirtness, I'm looking at the map on the Wahoo and it's like, dude, we have like 40 miles left to ride. I'm like, I don't even know where we are. And so we started going down these like back roads. We went into a town, Santa Margarita, which was super cute. It was like, my wife would love Santa Margarita. We stopped there and I didn't have any money. Everyone else was getting sodas and I was like super envious. I was like, oh my God, I want a soda. Nah, I want a Red Bull. I didn't have any money on me. I didn't think we were gonna be stopping like that. I didn't want to ask. So everyone enjoyed their sodas in front of me as I drooled. Got back onto like a main freeway that was super sketchy. Was not having it. It was not fun to be on that freeway, having these cars just blast by us. But then they took us off a little more dirt, like off the side of a freeway where then like people were living. It was so crazy. I don't understand that whole part of that. I was like hypoxic and kind of cracked. So I was just like, dude, I can't even process what's going on here. So then we smashed down the freeway. A couple guys in the front group break off, but we were cooking at like 40 miles an hour on the freeway. It was a little bit too sketchy for me, especially now that I was tired and kind of not in my mind totally right. So I was taking a little easy on the descent, but we all regrouped up at the bottom and headed back to the start finish. All right, let's go over that ride. 4 hours, 17 minutes, 77 miles, 18 mile an hour average, max speed 49.6, max watts 764. My normalized power was 248 for 4 hours. That's decent. Nothing else to really write home about. 1 minute at 508. Geez, 5 minutes at 398. That's pretty substantial. Dang, 20 minutes at 311? What did I do for 20 minutes? 5,500 feet of climbing, burned 2,500 calories. Basically spent all day in zone 1 heart rate or zone 3 heart rate. Like, can you see? So then packed up everything, raced back to go get my wife and my son and my daughter because we were gonna go to a light boat parade. Lights on boats parading. There's nothing better than coming home from a hard ride and then you just have like such a warm, loving family. Like it tears me up, man, for sure. I love my family. We head over to Slow. We take the little drive over there. We get into, or not Slow, we drove to Morro Bay. Get there, get a nice parking spot, kind of cruise around. We're looking for something for my son to eat. And then we get a nice little spot right on the water. Bunch of people there checking out the boats. It started off lame, like the boats. Some of the boats were just, what the heck is going on? They had no lights on their boats, but then it picked up, and it was really nice. Getting a little cold. And I mean, once you've seen 10 boats with lights on it, I think you've seen 100 boats with lights on it. So it was time to wrap it up. It was my birthday. We headed back to the hotel where my wife had an Oreo cake for me. It was good. It wasn't that good. I'm lying. It was whatever. It was okay. So now day 3 is a big ride from Slow and it goes out somewhere. I've never done it. I've never done day 3. I always choose to spend day 3 with my family. My son and I go for a ride. It's what we do every year. Around 10 miles is what we look to do, and there's this perfect little road out of Cayucas with no cars. It's great. So jumped on the bikes. The whole family, my wife and my daughter and my son, went and got like little pastries and some coffee to start that off, and then me and my boy just jammed out down this road. Me and him just bonding on bikes. He was a little ways behind me. I was just kind of, I guess it's a bad dad moment. I was just expecting he was gonna try to catch up with me because he was going a little slow. So he's a little ways behind me, and then all of a sudden I hear wrecking and him just screaming, "Dad, Dad, Dad!" And I'm like, "Oh, shit." So I go back and I don't know how he wrecked. He doesn't really know how he wrecked. I didn't see him do it. Bad dad. Lesson learned. I gotta have him with me at all times. It wasn't like he was super far back, but anyway, I should have been closer to him. We go to a fire station where the firefighters like cleaned him up. And he was hurting, dude. Like road rash is no fun. We get back to the hotel, and my wife is still in Morro Bay, so we're kind of just sitting there on the curb waiting for her. He comes back. He was all trooped up, like he was no worries, totally fine about it. Me and him were just talking. As soon as my wife pulls up, like starts crying and then limping and like, "What the heck, dude? You're totally fine." Until mom rolls up. Get back in the car and we head back to home. I swung by CVS. I got my son some Tegaderm. Tegaderm. Put it on a Post-it note in your house. Tegaderm. If you ever get road rash, Tegaderm, it's the way to go. I can't even stress it enough. Slap the Tegaderm. I call it robot skin for him on his owies. He's set. No longer an issue. Then we go to Bravo Farms, which was super sick. They have these like buildings out in the back, so we were playing like cops and robbers. Like he was breaking out of the jail, and I was like chasing him, and it was so much fun. This place is pretty crazy. We've been here before, but we've never been out into this little area where all these like buildings are. It's super cool, dude. Are these cool buildings making you feel better?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. There's like games inside. It was just phenomenal. And then we drove home and went to bed and that sort of thing. Nothing more really to say the story after that. But that was 3 days. If you are at all in California, even if you're in California, Nevada, to come out and to do the slow LSD 3-day cycling camp, I recommend staying in Cayucas because it's quiet, it's awesome, it's great for family. You can get cheap hotels for sure there. So you can kind of have that own little experience, and then you just commute to slow. But dude, it's free. It's free. What? A 3-day cycling camp. Free. So Sean Bagley kind of picked up putting this on from Chris Black. Those two dudes and anyone involved with this ride is just like deserves a badge of like, you're awesome. Everyone that made this happen, because it's only awesome because so many people come out and participate. So the fact that you all that rode with me were there makes it such an amazing time for me, such an amazing time for my family. It's something I would do every year, ever, always. So I hope you enjoyed the story. I hope I can see you out next year. It's always the first weekend in December in slow, and it's phenomenal. And as always, Vegan Cyclist. Yeah.